Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I'm not surprised whatsoever of the the information contained in this article, and it's about the illegal bombardment of Yugoslavia or Serbia in 1999 by the defensive alliance of NATO, if you remember that one. So this article comes from Sputnik, which is a Russian media outlet, but if they say something, you are trying to verify it with other sources, and this comes as a statement coming from Alexander Vucic, who is the current president of Serbia. This article comes from today, which is the 8th of October 2022. Clinton tried to push Hungary's Orban into invading Yugoslavia during 1999 NATO war, Vucic reveals. It doesn't surprise me. On March 12, 1999, Hungary, the Czech Republic and Poland became the first members of the defunct Warsaw Pact alliance to be incorporated into NATO, after Washington broke its commitments to Moscow not to expand the bloc eastward. 2 weeks later, NATO kicked off a massive 78-day aerial bombing campaign against Yugoslavia. US President Bill Clinton attempted to prod Hungary into invading its Yugoslav borders during the alliance's 1999 aerial campaign of aggression against Belgrade. The US President this is according to the Serbian President Alexander Vucic, who has just revealed, and I'm quoting, "In 1999, Hungary was supposed to attack Serbia with ground forces. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban confirmed this to me and allowed me to inform the public about it. US President Bill Clinton and the British demanded from Orban that the Hungarians attack Serbia from the north to stretch our forces to Vojvodina, something Orban refused to do, putting him under great pressure," end quote, Vucic said in an address to the nation on Saturday. So that's public. According to Serbian President, then German Chancellor Gerhard Schröder helped Budapest withstand the pressure from Washington. Oh, so they still had balls a little bit then? And it's Schröder, who is the Russian sturge, Putin's friend. Orban received further criticism for rejecting a ground invasion from the British during his trip to the UK, Vucic said, with former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher telling the Hungarian leader that she was greatly bothered, end quote, by Budapest's refusal to attack its neighbor because it would mean that more British soldiers will die. Yeah, so how about your people die? The same thing with Ukraine now. We're just going to give you weapons and money and you just do our job for us. In the meantime, yeah, you do your job too over there. Vucic said the episode demonstrates the disconnect between the Western military alliance's effort to build trust with Belgrade and the reality that the bloc wanted to invade his country. Viktor Orban served his first tenure as Hungary's prime minister between 1998 and 2002 and presided over the country's entry into NATO, which was approved by the previous government. He served as leader of the opposition between 2002 and 2010 before his conservative nationalist Fidesz party returned to power. Now, Serbs bombed by NATO in 1999 show levels of uranium in bloodstreams hundreds of times above norm. The US and its NATO allies spent 78 days bombing the now dissolved Federal Republic of Yugoslavia in the spring of summer of 1999, launching over 2,300 missiles and dropping more than 14,000 bombs, including cluster bombs and depleted uranium munitions, which contaminated the Balkans with at least 15 Um, okay. 15, I don't see what's over there, or radioactive material, as many as 5,700 people. So 5,700 people were killed in the bombings, with tens of thousands more diagnosed with cancer, thought to be associated with the aggression in the years and decades since. Okay, what is that word? Try to find it there. Tons, that was tons. So as many as tons of people were killed. All right, so it says here that in 2017, Serbian scientist Ljubiša Pakić calculated that the amount of DU dropped on Yugoslavia was equivalent to about 170 Hiroshima bombs. Did you hear that? So the amount of DU dropped on Yugoslavia was equivalent to about 170 Hiroshima bombs. The bombings were also estimated to have caused up to $100 billion in economic damage. President Joe Biden played a key role in stalking U.S. aggression in Yugoslavia, serving in his capacity of a senator from Delaware as one of the top hawks in Washington, pushing for the conflict to be conducted into full on-ground invasion. So they wanted to invade it, and this is what this peaceful guy, shuffling guy in the White House said. We should go in on the ground. Watch Biden complain NATO bombing of Yugoslavia not ruthless enough. That's a video on Sputnik saying that. So I knew that these guys wanted to put boots on the ground, but they were afraid of the reaction of you that you might have if they do that, but I don't think they would have had a big reaction. I mean, bigger crimes occurred anyway, so it was an illegal bombardment. It didn't have the UN approval. Nevertheless, that's a war crime by definition, and I didn't hear anybody being tried at Hague, but only Milosevic, the president of Yugoslavia at that time, Serbia. So that's how peace and love and justice works on this planet. So yeah, and the Yugoslavia's sovereignty at that time did not matter as it matters Ukraine's right now, because right now Ukraine is just a little bridgehead towards Russia, and then it was just a bridgehead to have, you know, in the Balkans, stable NATO presence. After that, obviously, they have peacekeeping troops over there, and they can do whatever they want over there. Russia was weak, could not do anything about it. I don't think it can do anything right now because it hardly can fend off the Western help of Ukraine at this point. I placed a video in a minute ago where Putin wants to provide a negotiation. He wants to negotiate with the West, a big bargain. They will not negotiate with you because it's not about negotiation here. They want probably, again, as a a capitulation and non-conditional. That's it. Where you don't have anything to say. Otherwise, we're just gonna go in anyway. And they would use these 4 guys in Ukraine who are in charge of the Ukrainian nation to do exactly that, with our support in taxes for the military-industrial complex that uses these politicians, who in turn use those politicians, and they use their military and their people, and how that's the way we common people are used against one another by this I don't want to call them elites, these handlers of this planet. And we hate one another for reasons provided by them, instead of looking at the big picture and realizing that we are just little ants that these guys are playing with. And it's sad just to look at it. But if you don't believe me, just watch a little bit and see how Putin's offers are going to be dismissed as well, I'm not going to talk to you. No, we're going to talk to moderate meaning a weasel that's going to do anything we want and will kneel that country, that nation, that culture, we turn it into this garbage. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.